I want to say like 5 years for around $150 million, but $75 million of it is deferred.
Yeah, well.
And Scherzer was like,
and of
what
course,
do I care? Because, I mean, yeah, you want all the money up front as much as you can get because you can invest it and you can make more money off of it, but there's a certain amount of security involved, like the Bobby Bonilla contract.
I was just going to mention
he's still getting paid
$1
million a year.
It was Bobby Bonilla Day the other day.
He's still getting paid $1 million a year, and he's in his 50s.
And it goes on for another,
I think it's 3 years. Or so.
No, it's more.
No, there's not too many more years left in the Bobby Bo deal. The gravy train does run out eventually.
And thank you, Mr. Madoff, for that one because they had to redo it. It's a great deal for Bobby.
It's a great deal because so many athletes mishandle their money.
Well,
and it put Bobby Bonilla in a position where no matter how poorly he handled his finances,
which I think he was okay with it.
I think he is too because he wasn't a jerk like that. I think Bobby Bo was actually kind of cheap, but all right, that's fine. But no matter what, like Alyssa Milano last week, it was discovered that her manager ripped her off for $10 million.
Right.
All right, so you don't know your handlers and your people that you surround. You don't implicitly know that you can trust them because there are stories that happen like that all the time where the people who are in charge of money, whether it's athletes or actors, celebrities, whatever, they've been ripped off.
Yeah, no.
And no matter what happened to Bobby Bonilla in his life over like 20 years after his playing days were over, he knew every year he was getting $1 million.
You know, Mark Cuban has said,
safety net.
One day someone was talking to Mark Cuban about the lottery, and he said always take the long payout because if you take it all at once, you could blow it, and you're done. But if you know in 30 years or 20 years you're going to get $4 million or $2 million, you're okay.
That's what I would do. Mark Cuban is a genius,
and
that's what you know the name to associate with that. Remember Curtis Sharp?
Yeah, I remember
Curtis. The dude that won the lottery with the bowler hat.
I remember him. Yeah,
dude went broke.
He did too.
I mean,
and also the guy I interviewed him once for LI News Tonight. The biker guy. He won
that bus driver. Whatever?
No, he was a biker. He was
I thought he was driving.
He might have been a bus.
I'm pretty sure he drove a bus
and
too.
He won $2.8 million. I'm
sure he
went through it right away
like water.
Yeah. So we're going to take a break right now. You're listening to From the Press Box right here on 90.3 FM WHPC. If you have a comment or question, give us a call, 516-572-7440.
Hey, have you seen DJ Solero?
No, why?
Well, he was supposed to be here right now to tell everyone about his show, The Rare Groove Session, but I can't find him anywhere.
I'll keep my eyes peeled. Maybe he went to get something to eat.
Food? He went to get food? I mean, who can eat at a time like this?
Relax. I'm sure everyone will figure out when they can listen to the most incredible music from the 60s and 70s that they may have not heard before.
But what if they can't? What if they never figure out when the Rare Groove Session is on? What happens then, huh? I don't want to live in a world where no one knows about the Rare Groove Session.
Hey guys, ready to tell everyone about RGS?
DJ Solero, where the have you been?
I was getting something to eat.
How can you eat at a time like this?
What are you talking about?
Don't mind her. Go ahead. Tell everyone when to listen.
Okay then. If you're looking to hear some mind-blowing music, check out the Rare Groove Session Friday nights at midnight on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Okay. Yo.
Tell your friends about the Nassau Morning Madhouse. Hear what you're missing.
Check it out.
Check it out.
What do you think is the worst place to get married at?
McDonald's.
Is that even possible?
There's a McDonald's by my house that has like a play place. Have the party for after the wedding inside the play place while you eat McDonald's. It's actually a very cheap wedding when I think about it.
You're grown people.
I was thinking like a Dave and Buster's.
Actually, that would kind of be lit.
That would be lit. That would be lit.
No.
I think you just gave me a brand new idea for my wedding.
Then you can get the eat and play combo for everyone.
Exactly.
A gas station would be pretty.
Ooh.
I think that would be different. Everyone pull up,
Get
deal.
your free gas.
3 gallons of gas.
What are they eating? Like
Drinks?
beef jerky and chips the whole time?
Yeah, bro.
The Nassau Morning Madhouse. Weekday mornings at 9. On the voice of Nassau Community College.
90.3 WHPC.
Do you like video games, movies, comics, action figures, anything nerdy? Well, have I got a deal for you. Tune in to 90.3 WHPC. Should I do that again?
Just keep going. Just continue.
Every Monday at 3 p.m. for the only radio show that covers all things nerd culture with the two most fantastic hosts in all of the galaxy, Colton Murray and Justin Greenberg. This show is out of this world galaxy. Come on down. Tune in Mondays at 3 p.m. Hey, why did my music stop? I can't do this acting without my music.
The promo's over. Stop talking. Just play the stupid tagline.
Nerdvana, Mondays at 3 p.m.
Cut it and print it. I need an aspirin.
We're back here on From the Press Box, 516-572-7440. Happy July 3rd, 2017. Of course, tomorrow is July 4th. Enjoy your day if you are available to do it. Some people work. I'll be working. I know some people, have other things to do too. And if you're listening in Jersey,
like going to the beach.
Yeah, well, if you're in Jersey, some of the state parks are closed. Still, it's horrible.
Well, still, they're remaining closed, except for Governor Christie, of course.
He gets a free pass.
Yeah, well, as he said, run for governor, and you can have a beach house.
Yeah, why not? So we talked about the NBA and a lot of things going on there. I have to say, yesterday in the Post, it reminds me of what we're talking about the free agency. Larry Brooks had an excellent article about the fact that the NHL, because of their strict, very hard salary cap, teams like the Pittsburgh Penguins, who've won, the Stanley Cup a couple of times now, basically have to break up their possible dynasty. And he said that the Islander dynasty would not have happened if it was based on today's salary cap. And he had a very good point about that. Very good point.
Well, that's the
NHL.
with the salary cap, obviously.
And that's part of the problem with the NHL.
Well, that's the issue with the salary cap in the NHL. Obviously, is that you have to kind of rebuild and retool. You can't keep the same core, and the Islanders for the most part, kept that core together.
They had like a 10, 12-man core, if you think about it.
Yeah, and all of those guys needed raises.
Right.
Not that Bill Torrey gave them great raises, because that was Bill Torrey, but that's what you're working with now in the NHL, and you have to flip some players, and you have to identify the guys who are going to need to get paid, who maybe you can do without, and you can find somebody else who's a little younger and a little cheaper. And
yeah, but then that doesn't guarantee your team. Just because your team just won last year doesn't mean this year you're going to do any better. Or maybe
nothing's guaranteed. Come on, it's sports.
When the Islanders went to the playoffs in '83, I didn't even think they were going to lose. I did not think they were going to lose because of that team. When they lost to the Oilers in the 5th Stanley Cup in a row, I was shocked. Still.
I wasn't.
I know. You always said Billy Smith was hurt. There was a couple of things.
Everybody was hurt. The whole team was beat up. That's why I knew they were going to lose that series. And I was just hoping without real hope that the Islanders were going to be able to beat the Oilers, just because they were 4-time champions and they were so used to winning cups. But the Oilers had a great team too.
Yep. Yeah, well,
you can't just keep winning.
Well, they
and
started
playing.
their 5 out of 7.
Well, but the Islanders had played, and again, we're talking about that core group. They had played so many extra games over the course, and this was their 5th season of playing more than 100 games a year.
That's true.
And that takes a toll on the team, and it took its toll because the team broke down that season.
Okay, let's talk about the Mets, baseball in general. It seems
I want everybody to know. And I'm putting this on Facebook Live right now. I'm gonna show myself here that I am wearing a Mets shirt today. All right. Now you can see the flag, which is why I wore it today, because obviously it's July 4th weekend, Independence Day weekend.
Right.
And this is the only shirt that I own that has a flag on it. And I will say I got this shirt in a thrift store, so it cost me $2. So that's about how much love I have for the Mets. But that was the only reason that I bought the shirt, because it has a flag on it.
I've bought Mets shirts in the thrift store for $2. I love the Mets.
Well, yeah, that's you.
So
would I have bought the shirt if it was $10? Absolutely not.
Well, of course not.
That's my point.
But I'm just saying, you make it sound like that a Met fan wouldn't spend money on a shirt if it was a good shirt.
I'm saying for my purposes, this shirt, and again I'm showing it on Facebook Live, this shirt suited the purpose. It has a flag on it, nice big flag. So I'm showing off my patriotism, and so that's basically it.
Okay.
So go ahead, talk about the Mets.
Well, first of all, they lost last night. It was
bad loss.
Bad loss against.
Bad loss because it's the Phillies, and the Phillies are awful.
Awful.
And the Mets really needed to win to sweep that series.
But Michael Conforto has been named as a reserve to the All-Star team, which is a very cool
for
thing.
him.
I'm happy for him. I'm a little surprised they put him on, but I'm happy for him.
No, not a surprise at all.
Not,
well deserved. He's had a great season.
I know
great
that.
season
That doesn't
so far.
mean you automatically get put on, especially when your team.
It's a good
isn't
starting
doing good.
point.
No. And the Yankees.
The Mets needed one representative. Who else would it have been? It's Conforto or Jacob deGrom, and you could have made a point for deGrom being on the team.
And he might be on the as a pitcher.
He could get added, but I doubt he will. But
why not? They had a lot of pitchers.
There are 6 starters and 6 relievers, and if you look at the starters who are on the team, no offense to Jacob deGrom, they're all better than he is. It's such a small sampling. Max Scherzer, Steven Strasburg, Clayton Kershaw. Carlos Martinez from the St. Louis Cardinals. It's like we're talking elite guys. The only guy who is kind of sort of maybe shouldn't be on the team, but has had a great breakout kind of year is Robbie Ray from the Arizona Diamondbacks. He's been actually very good. But aside from him, that's pretty much it. So does Jacob deGrom deserve it? The only reason I say no is because he had a couple of starts in the middle of the season, or middle of like May, where he gave up something like 15 runs in 8 innings, and just got lit up.
Right.
And that crushed his ERA. It was a big problem in terms of what he was capable of doing for an all-star bid, and that's the Mets were only more than likely going to get one player anyway. Conforto is an easy selection.
Definitely.
Great first half.
Especially right now. And the Yankees, half the team's going to be all the Yankees. 5
players. And that's what happens when you're first place for the first 3 months of the season. You get a bunch of players. First of all, Aaron Judge, all rise, is not only one of the starting outfielders for the American League. Aaron Judge got more votes than any player in baseball. What does that say about just how this kid is taking Major League Baseball by storm?
Well, he's been really good, Sam.
Yeah, really good. He leads the American League in home runs and RBIs. He's second in batting average. So for a good part of the season, Aaron Judge has led the American League in all of the Triple Crown categories. All right, you can't do much better than that. And I was going to say that Aaron Judge has kind of slowed down a little bit in the last week or two, and that's part of the reason why the Yankees have been struggling recently. Is Aaron Judge isn't hitting a home run every other game, but you can't expect that pace to continue. He's getting so many walks now, it's ridiculous. Teams just walk him; they don't even pitch to him anymore, and he's got to remain selective. Like I saw him the other night, the Yankees lost that game 7-6 on Saturday. They sent him up as a pinch hitter because he wasn't playing in the game. He swung at the first 2 pitches like it was last year's Aaron Judge, where it was just like, all right, I don't care where you throw it, I'm swinging at it. And the first pitch was pretty good. It was 99-mile-an-hour heater, and he probably should have hit it. And then the second pitch was a curveball down and away. He should never even taken a bat off his shoulder. He swung at that. And then the third pitch was inside and up a little bit, but he's trying to hit a home run. He's trying to tie the game. Three swings, he was done.
I feel sorry for the guy who hurt himself in his first game. What a horrible way.
Dustin Fowler. I wanted to talk about that. That's I thought we were going to talk about the Mets, but we're talking about the Yankees. But Dustin Fowler, for those of you who didn't see the game or don't know or haven't heard, Dustin Fowler is an outstanding outfield prospect for the Yankees. He was really having a breakthrough season at AAA this year. The Yankees called him up in I think it was Thursday in Chicago, Thursday or Wednesday, one of those days. And the kid was playing right field. Judge, and this was the other thing I was thinking about, is that Judge is normally the right fielder. That could have been Judge's injury. Although Fowler, I don't know what he was doing because, he was just like rookie enthusiasm. He's chasing the ball all the way to the wall, and it's like, dude, what are you doing? Just, if you're going to try to make that catch, you try to slide into the wall. He went piling, just barreling into the side fence, and apparently there was some kind of electrical box there, and that's what his knee hit. And the electrical box wasn't padded either, which thanks Chicago White Sox in your fancy, ridiculously pathetic name to what, a guaranteed rate ballpark or whatever the hell it is. That's a joke.